I've been traveling around the country working packet ops with WinLink using nothing more than my Microsoft tablet and my Kenwood TH-D75 HT. No cables, no wires, wireless. I'll show how I set it up. This is the Kenwood TH-D75 handheld transceiver, or HT, and at almost $750, this is one of the most expensive HTs in amateur radio in the world. So what would make an amateur radio operator buy one of these? It is a feature-packed radio that is the premium radio on the market right now. And first off, it's a dual band radio for most of the world, 2 meters, 70 centimeter FM, which is kind of the popular HT radio now in amateur radio. But in the United States, it also covers the 1 1/4 centimeter or 220 megahertz band. So in the US, it's a tri-band radio, which is great. But it's also got a built-in HF shortwave receiver that does a great job. It also covers AM broadcast band, the air band for air traffic, and it has APRS built into it, which means it also comes with GPS, and it has D-Star, so for digital voice, you have that covered. Bluetooth connectivity, which is a great feature, but it's not only for the headsets and earphones and that. It's also for control of the radio, which is I'm going to demonstrate here in a minute. You can also tap the IF on this, which is a real unique feature for HTs, and you can run a separate monitor or whatever with that feature. But the one that I'm most interested in is the built-in KISS TNC. I use that extensively with WinLink for emergency operations, and with the Bluetooth, it's completely wireless, no wires between the computer and the radio. So it is a great radio, and I'm going to demonstrate that here today. I'm assuming by now that most are familiar with their radios, so we turn it on with the power switch on the side, and for setting it up and configuring, there's 2 buttons we want to look at. That's the menu button here on the left and the function button on the right. The function button works with the keys. The menu button will work with the screen. Maneuver with this little toggle switch here. And so the first, and the actual screen number is designated up here. So we come to Bluetooth setting 980. That's the USB function, and the setting should be COM plus AF/IF output. The next setting we want to go to is 981. That's the PC output for GPS. That's optional, but set it for Bluetooth. After that, we go down to menu number 983, which is the KISS, and we want to set it for Bluetooth. We come back out and go to menu 5, the APRS, 505, data speed. Now there's 2 data speeds available, and you'll have to identify the gateway that you're using, what speed they're operating at. If you're using a 2 meter gateway, that's pretty much going to be 1200 baud per second. Some of the maybe 70 centimeter nodes may be 9600 baud per second, but most of them are at 1200. So we'll leave it at 1200. Go back. Menu 506. This sets the band that you're going to be using on the radio. Just remember which band you're using and have it set here. I'm using band A. And then we come to 4 for GPS, 0, 5 for PC output. We want that on. So the pairing and functionality for the KISS, we come back to menu item 930, Bluetooth should be on. We come down to 934. Once I click OK, I have 60 seconds to set up the computer in pairing mode and pair the radio to the laptop. All right, so to pair, we come up to settings. We want Bluetooth 9.3 and we want 934 pairing mode. Once we click OK, it will put the radio into pairing mode. So on the laptop, I come over to select the Bluetooth icon and scroll up to the top. It says add a Bluetooth device. So we select that. And then once I click OK, the radio starts broadcasting for a Bluetooth connection. And then we go to the computer, add a device. Bluetooth, we want the one that says audio devices, mice, keyboards, phones, etc. And then we wait for our device to show up on the screen. And there's our TH-D75. We select and it's connecting. We look at the pass keys are the same, so we click OK, and then right away we do connect. And there we go, we're now connected. Now it's not always connected, so you'll see then it disconnects right away. It will only connect once we activate a program that's going to use the TNC function. So we're done, we are now paired. Now that we're paired, open up Device Manager and we scroll down to the port section and we see that there's now 2 COM ports for Bluetooth devices. On my device here, it's COM ports 3 and 4, but the numbers may differ for your setup. I'm not going to walk through the setup of WinLink Express. There's some great videos online that have been produced by WaveTalkers. I'll leave a link below. So if you're totally new to WinLink Express, you can use this WaveTalkers video to walk you through the process of setting up WinLink Express. If you're getting anything out of this video or any of my videos, please like and subscribe. Now on to configuration of the software. We'll open up WinLink Express. All right, so real briefly, after we've installed WinLink Express, if we needed to, we just open it up. So the WinLink Express pops up here, and normally there's a reminder here to pay a small fee for the registration key, but you can use it without it. You can just click that off. But I do recommend paying the small fee. It's not that much. But you come up to the settings and the top item here, WinLink settings. And this is what the WaveTalkers video will walk you through, is how to set it up and how to actually get a WinLink account so that you're registered in the system. So we've got the basic WinLink Express set up here. We want to open a session, and we come to this drop-down menu here, and we're looking through here. The 2 that we mostly use here with an HT is the Vera FM or the Packet WinLink, and today we're using the Packet WinLink. So we select the Packet WinLink and then open a session. Okay, once the session is open, we want to check on settings. For the Packet TNC type is KISS. The Packet TNC model, normal. Serial port, there's 2 Bluetooth drivers in the serial port section of Device Manager, and it's one or the other. And I've actually set this up twice, and once it was the first number, the COM3, the lower number, and the other time it came out as the higher number, COM4. So if one doesn't work, then switch over and try the other one, and hopefully you'll get it working. And then for the baud rate, you want, this is the communication between the computer and the radio. That's not the baud rate for the packet. Down here is the packet baud rate. That's 1200 for, which is kind of the standard for 2 meters. If you're doing 70 centimeter, you may find some nodes that have 9600 baud. But otherwise, most of this you can leave at the default settings, or maybe play with them a bit, you know, to suit your needs to better connect up. Anyway, we update this so we've got the latest configuration in there. It closes out and then restarts. And when we're ready, you want to update the channel selection as much as possible. Like every time you're doing a session, update via internet is recommended because it's faster if you have internet. Otherwise, you can use a radio, but you would already have to have a radio connection in order to use that. So it's whichever you need. Anyway, the closest one to me, of course, is my own node here. That's the WK3U-10, which is on the other side of my homestead, and it is 1200 baud. So I'm going to select that, and before I start, I make sure that my TNC is set up for KISS. It kicks, for some reason, the software kicks it out of the KISS TNC mode. So you have to watch that and make sure. So if you're not connecting, look to make sure that the KISS setting is on the radio, because mine does pop out of that mode quite often. And then I come up here and I start, and it connects to the radio by Bluetooth and starts transmitting and communicating. We're connected now to my gateway. I don't have any messages in there, so there's nothing to download. It will go through, and then eventually it will sign off automatically. So I want to send a message to myself. I'll close out the packet session here. I click on message. I want a new message. I will send this to my Philippines call sign for and test. Okay, I prepare a message here. If it's somebody that's in the WinLink network, you can just use their call sign, or you can actually have the full spelled out call or the full spelled out email address. And then when you're done, you post to the outbox. So now I come back and I'm still on my home gateway, but if you notice, my KISS TNC has been kicked out again. So I got to go through twice. First time is gets me APRS, and then it's back to KISS mode. I don't know why it does it, why the software does, but anyway, sometimes it kicks it out of the KISS mode. And it opens up and connects to my gateway. And it is automatically sending my message. And then it will, if there's no traffic for me, it just shuts itself off. Okay, so now we've stopped, we've come completely full circle. I want to demonstrate, if you think it's just messaging, there's another feature in WinLink that's actually very useful. It can be very useful, and that is the WinLink Catalog requests. If you open up the WinLink Catalog, you'll see a whole list of categories on the left side, and you can pick off of this list something that's of interest to you. I'm going to pick, let's see, U.S. Florida, and doesn't matter, I'm just using this for a test, so I will pick something that's not too onerous here, and I will post the request. I click on the one that I want, and I post a request, and now it's in my outbox as a message, as an outgoing message. So I open up my WinLink session again, and as you see, I've been kicked out of KISS TNC again, so I go back through and cycle through again to get to KISS TNC, KISS 12. Okay, we're set up. Let's start. And it transmits. And there it's sending my request, my message from the catalog. After the message is sent, I have no message traffic coming in, so it automatically disconnects. Now I'll give it a few seconds for WinLink to act on my request. All right, let's go back in and check my messages. We'll start. I'm connected to my gateway. And now it's receiving the response from my query. So that's only been maybe a minute or two, and I've already got my answer to my query from the WinLink catalog. And there's no more traffic, so it will again automatically disconnect. Close out my session, my packet session, and there's my new message coming back from my query. And this is the text, and it doesn't really matter what's there. This is just a tabular format, Florida forecast. It's just to demonstrate, but you can get data like this off of the WinLink catalog, which is actually pretty cool. It's meaning it is more than just a message service. There is other information, other data you can get off of it. WinLink catalog, just kind of sorting through it. Yeah, a lot of weather stuff in there, but there's other things in here. Arctic ice. If you want to know about ice in the Arctic around Canada, then here you've got some solutions for you. But yeah, the WinLink catalog queries are actually pretty cool. And so that's it. Now it's totally functioning. And so I hope you got something out of this video. And as always, thanks very much for watching 73s, and stay tuned.